Hello, lovelies. It's your girl, JK. I'm so excited to have you join me on the BRR Show today. And on the BRR Show, we talk about business, relationship, and real life issues. And today I have a wonderful guest in the house, official Rosie from Ultimate Love in 2020. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
I must say that you're more pretty in person. I've never met you before now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. I want to know, before you went to Ultimate Love, you had a life going for you, of course. Okay, so we're going to start from before Ultimate Love.
Okay. So before Ultimate Love, I was a public relation officer. Prior to that, I left that, and then I was a teacher.
Yeah, the teacher part. I really want you to talk about it because I remember reading about you and I saw teacher. I said, wow, what a pretty teacher. I would love to come to your school.
Yeah, so I was a teacher because I love children, actually.
Aww.
And I have two boys of
You
my
have two
own.
children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So getting to teach children and being part of their development matter was very fulfilling for me.
For you as a person. Okay,
yeah.
so what level of school were you teaching in? Was it primary?
Preschool, the foundation.
Preschool. Wow, you really love children to be in preschool. Okay, so let's just go straight up to Ultimate Love.
Okay.
A lot of things happened
Yeah.
on that show. So tell us, you got into the house and you guys started bonding, and that was when you started bonding with Kachi.
No, David at first.
David at first,
Yeah.
okay. So eventually you were with Kachi and
Yeah.
you guys won the show.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So tell us what happened inside before you came outside. That inside is packed.
If I understand
So initially you were bonding with David.
Yes.
Okay, so you can start from there.
Okay, so I bonded with David. He played me on national TV. So I was hurt. So when it was like no option but to bond.
Okay.
I didn't see Jerry. So Kachi came close because I actually wanted to leave. Actually,
You wanted to leave?
I wanted to leave.
Oh.
So he said, please don't leave. Let's see if we can make it work. Because during the dating, that's a speed date.
Yeah.
Kachi was the first person that I was paired
with, yeah.
And during that time, he wasn't talking. Like, I was always the one coming. Like, what's wrong with this guy now?
You were just the one communicating and making things work.
Yeah. So I was like, this one is not serious, Jerry, and everything. So when I bonded next with David, he was all that, paying attention to details and all that. Yeah. Caring and all that. So my third partner was Louis.
Yeah.
But Louis didn't mind David coming.
Oh, really?
Even though, yes, Louis said, spoke about his interests, but he already knew that I was already into David.
Okay.
But I would say if I were to go back in time, probably I should pay more attention to those details that I really just ignored. Yeah. And that would have set the thing straight, that I would have been able to tell that David liked me but wasn't like all that into me.
Okay.
And I would have been able to detect his lies, when Presh came into the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you guys came out of the house, you won.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be that when you win, you get you get your wedding sponsored with a certain amount of money.
Okay, so in the contract, it was stated that you were supposed to court for 6 months. After which,
is that supposed to be after the show?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're supposed to court for 6 months, and after which, it is 6 or 3 months, and after which he is to propose.
Okay.
So I remember clearly telling him in the house that please don't propose. If you have any intentions of doing that, I would like you to meet my father first.
Oh, okay.
And
you didn't want it to be like...
No, I wanted him to meet my parents because what my parents would say would determine my decision. But Kachi being Kachi.
Yeah. So tell us what went down. At what point? Because you guys were together to be together.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Did you look forward to? Did you think it was gonna go south?
No.
You didn't foresee it was gonna go south. So, you know, people have different impression. This was the guy that came to cry first. You know, there was a lot of drama on social media.
Yeah.
As usual, the first to cry is who the social media will take side with, you know. So everybody was like, oh, we've always known she's beautiful, she's a heartbreaker, she's dead, she's not ready to settle down because she's fine, you know. So people were saying a lot of things because this guy came to cry first. And really, when I saw his cries, maybe I was one of those people. I didn't judge you, but I was like, okay, oh, this guy is going through a lot. So please tell us your part. This is your opportunity to clear the air.
Oh, wow.
As in, what I know that there was a lot of things you guys were supposed to achieve or gain for being together. Like for you to walk away from it, it must be something strong. What fueled that decision for you to just say, I'm not going to look back. I don't care what I'm going to lose in the process of this. I'm just going to walk away.
You know, it's funny how when fans don't really see me like a daughter to a family, they don't see me like a sister to my brothers, they don't see me like a human being or a female. It was quite sad. Initially, I was chatting with one of his fans because backdoor there were certain things going on that I couldn't tolerate, tolerate. And I had to sit down and tell myself, this is not even about me. This is about my son.
Oh.
Is he a perfect role model for him? No. He didn't earn being called a dad. My brothers had to groom my son. So when he came out here, my son was already calling him daddy. So he didn't earn it.
Oh, I see.
And when we came out, I was so grateful. In fact, today I am really grateful for COVID.
Oh, you're grateful for COVID?
Yes.
Is there a reason for that?
There is.
Okay, so you will have to tell us.
So there's so many things as a woman that you cover up. And I did that. But then I had to ask myself, to what end? There are certain patterns in my life that kept repeating, and he was one of them. And I'm like, no, this cannot continue. I have to jinx this. I have to break this. There's one thing I would boldly and categorically clearly say, he is a very good dramatic man.
He is dramatic.
He is a very good, in fact, he should be given an award for good acting skills.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go into a few details?
Yeah, so 4 days after we came out, he showed me his anger.
And this you didn't see while you were in the house at all? Wow.
His anger to the point that he was drinking monkey shoulders, and Kachi flung a cup, the glass cup, to the wall where I was standing, just beside me.
Okay, so you're saying you're meeting a totally different person. Immediately you guys stepped out of the house. I'm sure.
So, and so many things, you know, like I said, it was a pattern. And when he did that the first time, I was like, okay.
What's going on here?
I have been in an abusive relationship for 11 years. And no.
You can see.
So I just removed the ring, kept it by his bedside. He, of course, after anger. And I'm this kind of person. If I'm angry, I like to clear my head. I like not to speak in anger. I like to be quiet and think things through, because for your reaction, I'm accountable for that.
Absolutely.
So I need to think things through and then have a calm and clear mind to talk to you. But he wants, in the heat of the anger, you know.
And that can lead to violence.
And you might say something that you regret. So that's the kind of person
just chill,
he is. He doesn't want, he wants, let's talk
that's
about it, you know. And I don't want to. Can you respect that? He refuses. So, and he has this pattern of, whether we have a misunderstanding or we don't have a misunderstanding, he loves to depict me as being a wicked person. Particularly to my mom. Because I remember my mom, one incident I'll tell you, We had not spoken for 4 days. And we're still going live. That's the funny part.
You guys, your shippers were still waiting for you to be
updating. We're still going live. I was still keeping this, face,
fake smile.
but we're not talking. He would go and stay by the pool for long, come back in the night, or when he's hungry or something. But we're not talking. And the funny part is that I would blame myself for covering up, one, for taking a lot and not showing the signs or not depicting it, 2. And 3, he didn't see me as a partner. He saw me as a competitor.
As a competitor?
So it was like we were in competition.
But you guys were supposed to work together as a couple.
So he gave me this rule, right, when we came out. I wanted different managers because I didn't want any clash. So I wanted different managers. He wanted us to have one
manager.
And then he gave me this rule of if it's a unisex brand, that's if men and women can use it, it has to be both of us.
On the brand.
On the brand.
That they will sign.
That they will sign.
Wow.
But if it's a female brand, then yes. If it's a male brand. And funny enough, I was signed first. Hemata signed me first. I remember when she paid me, I took 100,000 and sent it to Kachi. Even before tight.
You did? Even before you remembered God? Wow. But the narrative was different outside. People thought that you were the person that, especially when a woman is beautiful, right? You just think, oh, I want is too much. She's full of herself. And the guy was smart enough to come, like you said, he's a drama king, came out to cry on social media.
Yeah, I came out to dramatize.
How did that affect you emotionally?
Initially, I was, okay, by the way, at that time, I was not on social media.
Okay.
Because before then, let me fast forward. So before then, I was pregnant. And on my son's birthday, I lost the pregnancy because of Kachi's coming out to announce that he is leaving social media for quite some time, blah, 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 without discussing with me.
So you actually saw it on social media?
I didn't even see it. I was at my son's birthday. We're having a picnic in Kaduna. I was in Kaduna.
Okay.
And the manager calls me to say, did you and Kachi fight? I said, no, we even spoke that morning. Even spoke to Jeremy and wished him a happy birthday. He sent, before then he had sent 30K, 20K for Jeremy, 10K to make my hair. But I even spent more than that on Jeremy's birthday. And that day, I made him talk to Jeremy, and Jeremy thanked him for
sending him some
money. Yeah. So I was making up at the studio. I had a photo shoot session on Rosie brand, which I was funding by myself.
Oh, okay.
So he made it like wallet, my business. Roxy,
your business.
But he still wanted me to be sending him
money from what?
No, not money. The outfit.
Okay.
To do his own shoot by himself. And I was like,
that's fishy.
I invest in this. I don't even disturb you for your wallet or anything. And I remember he gave me one wallet. He gave my dad. So my mom was like, oh, so it's just my dad and myself, and everything. So I was like, okay. Please, can you give me one for my mom?
Okay.
And he was like, no, baby, you have to buy it. And I'm like, okay. So
you have to buy for your mom?
Yeah, I paid for it. But I think maybe somehow his conscience pricked him. So he sent me the money back at some point.
Maybe he said, I want to think about it.
Yeah, I think
All right, guys, we'll go on a short break. And when we come back, we'll still be talking to official Rosie. Don't go anywhere, stay with us.
Hi there, doing business without publicity is like dancing in the dark. Nobody would know you exist, nobody would know you're there. At Escalation Africa Media, we help to increase your business visibility. We also help to expose your brand, your product and services to the world. So join us as we help you turn your prospects into lifelong customers. This is what we do at Escalation Africa Media. We help you to accomplish your business goals and reach out to your customers and clients so your dream can come true. So let's say Escalation Africa Media help you to accomplish your business dreams. We are what you need.
Hello and lovelies, welcome back from that short break. You're still watching the BRR Show on TLIG Africa TV, and I've been talking to the beautiful official Rosie. Okay, so back to our conversation.
Yeah.
You mentioned that we saw on social media that you were pregnant, and this pregnancy was actually for Kachi.
Yes.
Was this before you found out that there was something about his temper, or this was after?
After, because like I said, my mom had cancer. May I rest in peace.
Oh, she's late.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry to hear that.
August to make it a year. So my mom had cancer, so I went back to Kaduna
At the
time. I remember calling Kachi during her surgery and crying on the phone, pacing up and down in Zaria because they had moved the general hospital to Zaria. So I remember calling him, and all Kachi was looking at my face, and he was like, "Baby, I miss you." All he was like being romantic and wanting to sleep with me and all that.
Oh.
So I was like, "Okay, you can fly in. I'll pay for your ticket back." So he booked the flights, came in, and that was when I broke the news to him that I was pregnant. But obviously he didn't believe me because he was like, "We should go and do the test again." So I was like, my dad is popular in Kaduna, right? At least we've gone so many places and you can tell. And you want me to go to a hospital to do the test
Again.
So I have so many records, like so many evidence, and I'm not deleting it.
No, you should keep them.
Of course.
You should keep them.
So now he said,
yeah,
he came to Kaduna, and then he stayed a week and left. So during that week, we had a misunderstanding. What was it? That was not the first time Kachi had come to my house. I think that was even the third time. Now, you've come to my house, you're obviously not a stranger.
True.
Mommy is in Zaria. Daddy wakes up very early to make her food, to drive all the way to Zaria. And then I wake up later and make food for the house. Now, that day we went to the hospital to see my mom with him. He gave my mom 5,000 naira. My mom told me there and then, and I thanked him. We left, we went back. My dad drove back. We didn't go straight home. We went to the market. Kachi was in the car. I followed my dad. We went to the market. Went home. He went straight to my bedroom. He was on his phone. I got home and realized that Jeremy had not taken his bath. I was upset with my brother. My brother was offloading the stuff from the car. So Daddy was in the kitchen already prepping.
Doing something.
So I was like, "Daddy, you know what? No. You've been driving,
Been to the hospital,
We're
went to
going
the
to the hospital, we're
market.
going to the market. Just go.
Go
I'll
and
take care
relax.
of everything.
Okay.
I'll make the dinner for tonight, and then I'll make the soup for my mom for you
For
to
the
take."
following day.
So he was like, "Okay." And you could tell that he was tired. So I came to the room. I said, "Okay, please, can you help in the kitchen?" Already, my daddy had not even left. He was still in the kitchen. So I was like, "Okay." I came to the room. I was like, "Kachi, please, can you help in the kitchen with my dad? Let me bathe my son."
Okay.
He ignored me.
You
Continued
were
what he
still
was doing.
pressing phone. Like he didn't even look at your face.
Continued. Then next thing, I went in, bathed my son, came out, was dressing him, and was like, "You're still here." And he was like, "Why am I talking to him? What is my brother doing?" I said, "My brother just went to the toilet
That is crazy.
to go and poo-poo." Because I saw him when I spoke, to him. I
Yeah.
said he was going to use the toilet. Just help. And I said, if I had told him to bathe Jeremy, then I'm going to help my dad in the kitchen. I was like, okay.
I don't get it.
No problem.
All these were happening like in the relationship.
I was like, okay, no problem. So I finished dressing up Jeremy and I left to the kitchen. I finished cooking, served my dad, came and dropped his food on the side dressing table, the side table in my room, of course. And then I left. And then he came back, brought the food back and dropped it and went back.
Based on what? I was going to ask why you even gave him the food in the first place. Because if it was me, I told you to help. You said no. You were so nice that you had to even give him, and then he brought it back. To say what? What's the offense?
I didn't even ask him because I was already upset.
Exactly.
So I didn't lay on the bed with him. He said he wanted to talk to me. Okay, no, I went to have my bath and I came and laid on the bed. And then he said he wanted to talk to me. I said, I'm not standing up, but I can hear you because my back was killing me. Because standing cooking, two different food.
All day out, all day from one place to
And I've
another.
been out all day. So my back was really killing me. And again, I was pregnant. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was like, I can hear you. What is it? And he was like, he's a guest. I said, you're not a guest. If you see yourself as a guest, then there's something wrong. I cannot be in your house and let your mom cook in the kitchen.
And then you just cross your leg and be pressing your phone.
I can't do that. Forget gender. In our own house, my mom never saw gender. Boy, girl, enter that kitchen.
Everyone is trained.
My brothers know how to cook very well. You know, my dad knows how to cook. And I learned cooking from him. I learned cleanness from my mom. My mom knows how to cook, but my dad loves cooking.
Okay.
So don't tell me how my own house is run in my own house that I grew up in. Your house is different, fine. But
no, but Kotsi even demands that. You should at least help them.
So he wouldn't allow me to sleep as usual. So I stood up, went to the guest room. I left him, went to the guest room. Laid there, my dad came, saw the lights on, came. I was like, oh God, I don't want my dad to know that.
What's going on between you guys?
So I said I was in a meeting and I didn't want to disrupt Kachi's sleep. So he was like, okay, when I'm done, put up the lights. I said, okay, fine. And I did that, I went back. But instead of lying on the bed, I went to take a mattress and I laid on the ground.
I understand. It's a woman thing.
But in the morning when I waited for my dad to leave, so my dad, as usual, had warmed the food I had made for my mom
going to the
and
hospital.
left. He left quite early. So I was like, you know what, let me just reconcile with this guy. I don't know how to. And maybe it was the pregnancy hormones kicking, I don't know.
You just didn't want fight.
I didn't want fight. So I went, I put the mattress and everything. When I woke up, I didn't see him. So I was wondering, where did he go to? But I went to drop the mattress and everything. I didn't even know that he was in the living room because I followed the dining table. I came back, I was like wondering, where did he go? So he came in and was packing his things. I was like, you don't know anywhere in Kaduna. I want to presume you don't know anywhere in Kaduna. Where are you now going to? So I now went to lock the door, like, before anything happened. So I went to lock the
came to see me.
I went to lock the bedroom door and I kept the key with me. He struggled to open my hand. I refused to budge in. So he got my hand and hit it like on the side table and I screamed. And I had to let
go of the key.
I didn't let go. I just took the key to the other because now my hand was in pain. So he was like, open it, he was shouting at me, open the door. My brother's, my son had the scream, so they came to the door and they were shouting, banging the door. I was trying to open the door, but my hands were trembling. And I couldn't make a fist. That's how bad he hit this hand. So I couldn't make a fist. So, and because of my left, I'm only good with right.
Okay.
So I couldn't still open. So I threw the key under and I told him to open the door, but the door wouldn't open. So I kept hanging my hand, holding it, and he kept saying, if you had listened to me and opened the door, this wouldn't have. I didn't even say, I was just crying. So my brother went to call the neighbors. Two hefty came and banged the door. When they banged the door, because I was standing in front of him, so he moved away quickly. My brother was like, what was happening? He took me out. I was holding my hand. I was crying. My brother called my dad. My dad spoke to me. I denied everything. My dad called him. He said, all is well.
Proper narcissist.
So I went to my dad's room because I wanted to just go there. They gave me tramadol and something, so it knocked me off to sleep. It was, when I woke up, I took my phone. I saw he was doing a video of he and Jeremy playing and posted it on Twitter.
That same day?
That same day. And I was like, wow.
I don't think he had any iota of love whatsoever.
And there's something, my son is very sensitive. So my son comes in, sees my hand laid on a raised pillow, and he loves playing. He loves to play, and I love playing with him. So when he saw my hand like that, I overheard my son telling him, you are here, mommy is there in pain. That was when he stood up, came to my parents' room, and was like, let me rub her. I said, don't touch me. Just just go out. And this was like 5 hours. I said, just go. So my dad came back. He didn't come out of the room. He had his bath in the night. Then he came and met me and said, why didn't I tell my father? I said, why didn't you tell him that you raised your hand to his daughter in his house, and let's see what he'll do to you. I was looking into his eyes. Then I when he was sitting down, I came close to him. I said, look at me. The next time you try this with me again, you won't believe what I'll do to you.
And what was his response?
He was just quiet.
And all this happened in your own father's house?
In my own father's house.
The disregard.
But what broke the camel's back for me was anything that happens between me and him, I see it on social media. So where's it coming from? Of course. And it's a twisted version. That's one. Two, because of the banter back and forth, and he not really admitting that he is the problem. He is wrong. Because everyone that came close to us saw it and tried to advise him, but he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't back down. I don't know if it was ego or what. My mom was tired, and he keeps calling my mom to report me to my mom and not even telling her the truth. That's what the funny part is.
Like you said, he will make it look like you are the bad person.
So,
even to your
and when
mom.
my mom calls, my mom won't come and call me like maybe Kachi said something. She'll come and say, is anything the matter? I'll be like, no.
She'll be asking questions.
Because
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, and I've learned already on her. She doesn't report to my parent. My mom doesn't. She has never reported to my grandfather. Never. Do they have issues? Yes. So I learned that from her. So when she called, so I'm now like a man is the one calling my mom.
Not even you, that is a woman.
Before it was his godmother. He kept reporting me back to back, and she would make me bend for him. Always apologize. I'm like, no, I can't do this. Mentally, it's not even.
It's draining.
Yeah. So, and he was like fueling his ego, you know. He tells me I talk down on him. I talk to him as if he's Jeremy. I said, if you see the way I talk to Jeremy,
you won't even talk to me again.
No, you will even be like, you will know the difference. But I don't even speak to you like I speak to Jeremy.
Exactly. So why are you painting that picture?
And anytime we go out in the public, he says he tries as much as possible to talk me down. Now it's my reaction that makes people to understand if I'm hurt or not, but I cover up.
Okay, so when you guys are in public, maybe in
he makes certain
function,
remarks,
yeah,
and people turn to look at me like, okay, let's wait and see a reaction, but just
you
smile.
just be like, what are you saying? And after you guys are joking, like, you covered up.
I covered
for
up.
how long?
A long time, for 7 months. Yeah, 7 months.
At what point did you now say that I've had enough of this?
Okay, so this particular time, we were preparing for the wedding. I remember September 18, after I lost my pregnancy. My mom just got back from the hospital, so she was staying in the guest room. And I told him, your actions on what you did on social media has made me lose this pregnancy. And he was on call with me. So at some point, I was lying on the Macintosh, so I needed to go and empty the blood. So I cut the call. And he called my mom. I said, why are you calling my mom? This is someone that just went through surgery.
You want to put her through stress again.
Are you okay? Like, seriously? I said, don't do that again. Don't. He was like, no, I collapsed. I said, I didn't collapse. I went to throw the blood. I didn't collapse on you. It was coming out thick. I didn't collapse. So this day, we were not talking. Because assumingly, he thought I was cheating on him. Because I went out to see a long friend of mine that is my friend.
He also painted that picture.
So I went to see her. There was this NSAS,
Yes.
so there was traffic. So I went to see her at Lekki. We spoke, and I told him that the traffic is mad. Like, and this is where I am. I'm with Uche. I came to see Uche and everything. He kept calling me back to back. I'm like, and that period I was also ill, so I was on malaria drugs. So when the drug just kicked in, I just left them on her bed. And then I woke up, I looked at the time, it was past 11. So I was like, why didn't she wake me up and everything? She was like, I thought you were sleeping over. I'm like, I'm not sleeping over, girl, come on. So I stood up, I left, I got to the house and I told him that, please, at the gates, send someone to open the gate. So he sent someone. As soon as I entered, where are you coming from? I'm like, you're not even asking if I'm safe.
How do I feel? Or
no, like, are you okay? Then you can get angry with me later. But you're not. Where are you coming from? Is a married woman. I'm like, married? Married? What? So that was the cause of our dispute. Now,
so at that point, how did your managers receive these things? Because
I don't know if they knew, because at some point I stopped reporting, because I now later found out that the manager was two-time.
Also,
yeah,
oh,
two-time.
really?
So I stopped reporting to him, and then that was when we stopped talking to each other.
Okay.
I remember going live and he opening another account and asking questions. So I was like, I know you.
You are the one.
You are the one. You know.
Okay, so I want to know what the organizers of Ultimate Love, you know, how did you guys resolve things with them? You know.
I don't think there was any resolve. I just think that make a decision, and because he kept postponing without even my knowledge. I didn't even know he kept postponing the wedding. I was talking to a particular person, like he kept postponing.
When were you guys supposed to get the money?
We had gotten the money 2 months after we came out.
You came out,
yeah.
okay.
And I intentionally told them to share it,
okay.
Not send
separately.
One person.
Well, why did you do that? Did you know something was going to go wrong, or you just wanted to be on the safe side?
I'd already seen the signs.
Oh, the signs. Well, you know how women can be. We'll just be like, no, he will change.
So what broke the camel was him thinking that I was cheating on him when I wasn't. And that's
just made you just.
So it's like compiling of so many things I was bottling down. And then my mom called, like, we should settle.
Okay.
And he told me that your daughter just shouted at me, Mommy, I cannot speak to you, and walked out of the room while she was on the call. And I was like, that's it. That's the straw.
Wow. And usually the Ultimate Love organizers are supposed to sponsor your wedding.
Yeah. So I called somebody at Ultimate Love and I said, what's the criteria in postponing? Because he initially, I didn't even know he had sent to diaspora that we're not together.
Oh.
And then we were still together.
Did you think Kachi was
still
in
planning
all
the
this
wedding
for the money?
It's obvious.
It's obvious.
It's obvious because I remember he chose the date. Initially, I wanted it to be 20th of November. He and the manager chose the date, sent even the mail before I knew. And then he said if he had his way, he would have loved for the wedding to be on his birthday.
Oh, really? Everything was premeditated. All right, guys, we have been talking to official Rosie from Ultimate Love, and it's been about relationship today. You know, the BRR show is business, relationship, and real life issues. I think it's real life issues. Okay, so we've come to the end of today's show, but before we end the show, I'd like Rosie to, what's that one thing people believe about you that is not true, that you want to clear? I want to give you an opportunity to do that.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yes.
So, you know, when you're fair, successful, fair, and just minding your business, people think there's a small God behind you.
Small
Please.
big God.
Small or big God, anyone, I don't know. Please, there's nobody financing me. Oh, you guys can even do background check. There's nobody financing me, please. I work hard for every cent and dime I earn today.
All right, congratulations on your movie.
Thank you.
I saw you did an amazing, fantastic job. I didn't know you're such a good actor.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of today's BRR show. We've been talking to official beautiful Rosie. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at TLIG Africa TV and join us every week for amazing content and programs. I remain your girl, JK. Follow me on Instagram at JK_OAP, and I'll be giving you updates on so many things. Bye-bye.